Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about a fairly serious topic, in my opinion. That would be anxiety and depression. Now today I'm going to discuss exactly what anxiety and depression is, what it can do to you, and how you can deal with it. That I know the best to my knowledge. Personally, I'm still working on it. Okay, anxiety and depression. Anxiety basically happens when you have a particularly stressful, what is that called? Problem. Like, for example, let's say you're about to take a very important exam. You haven't studied quite as good as you could have, but you know, you're particularly anxious about it, or it could be about meeting someone new, like a boy or a girl, depending on however you swing, and such like that, and such. Then there's depression. Depression is basically that thing that randomly comes, or sometimes actually comes with a purpose, and it just makes you have no motivation whatsoever. It makes you want to sleep for a long time. It makes you not want to talk to people, or to eat, or whatever. Let's watch my face slowly get pink, because I'm kind of hot right now. And this beanie's making it worse. My hair is pretty gross right at the moment. Depression problems. As for me, right now, I'm currently going through a bout of depression. Depression can make you want to either be around people a lot, you know, like cling to people, let's say you're a clingy person, like me. You know, you tend to cling to people more so while you're depressed and such than if you were not. Or you could be one of those people that don't want to really talk to anybody for a bit because of your depression. I'm growing through one of those things where I really want to cling to a lot of people. Most of them are busy, so I just kind of deal with it by myself. You know, kind of like I've done for forever. I'm used to it, so it's fine. I'm used to going by myself. I'm used to that sort of thing. So, yay. Teeth are pretty gross today. I need to whiten them. Anywho. So, basically what anxiety can do to you is, like, it increases your stress levels. And it could give you pimples. Exhibit A and B and all around. I got pimples pretty much everywhere, including here. Mostly right here. These are the freshest pimples. And then around my mouth. That's what anxiety can do to you. It can give you acne. Why I have anxiety? I don't have any at the current moment. I have like a little bit that's kind of going away. I just got done with school. It was very stressful. If like the people that are pretty close to me know how stressed out I was about like physics and such. That's why I dropped the class and all sorts of stuff. I just kind of got really stressed out. So I have pimples everywhere and I'm trying to get rid of them. But when you have bouts of depression as well, it's just like, never mind. So there's that. And then depression can make you like a very, like you could eat a lot. Like, I personally am an emotional eater, so I eat a lot, like all the bad stuff. It's probably why I'm fat. That explains a lot. Because I had a lot of it after high school, so like I went from like in the hundreds, like, I mean, granted, yes, it was the high hundreds, all the way to the low 200s. So yeah, so I'm in the 200s right now, guys, because I'm sure that's not much of a surprise to some of y'all, but yeah. I don't talk about my weight, not a whole lot. I don't even talk about it with important people in my life, you know who you are. Because it makes me so uncomfortable. And that also kind of branches out with being bullied pretty much from like preschool till like literally the day of graduation. We were walking on the field and I was getting bullied. Granted, I did tell the guy off, but that doesn't make it any better. Doesn't make it hurt less. So, and then on top of that, I had a few boyfriends that would, like, I don't know, just look at me like I'm supposed to be perfect or whatever, or, you know, maybe make me feel so self-conscious about my body. And I mean, granted, yes, I'm unfit. I probably should exercise, which I'm probably going to do in a few minutes. But, you know, I want to at least somewhat feel like my body is not like this gross blob walking around. That'd be great. I mean, granted, nowadays, I have really good influences nowadays, and I don't have to worry about that whole self-conscious thing, but it doesn't mean that the memories are not still haunting me, you know? They're just like, oh, well, you're so fat, you're so this, you're so that, blah, 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 you're so ugly, you know? You know, if you got that continuously coming at you, it can be very hard to move on, honestly. It can be. How I deal with anxiety and depression. Anxiety, honestly, I just kind of let that go away, which is hard, especially when the anxiety turns into like a panic attack, which involves my hands shaking really bad. Like I had one at the beach while everybody was asleep. At 3 in the morning because of my ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend was talking suicide. My voice isn't working. My ex-boyfriend was talking suicide and kept rubbing that in my face to the point that he gave me a panic attack. I feel like he might have intentionally given me a panic attack. So there I was laying at 3 in the morning, keep in mind, violently shaking, my breathing. I couldn't breathe. I felt like my chest was closing up, and I was crying on top of that, which also doesn't help when you're trying to breathe. But you didn't know that, Justin. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't have any good exes, and I didn't want to tell you that, so, but I can tell you now. There you go. Because I don't like rubbing in, like, depressing topics, you know. I can talk depressing all the live long day, honestly. But I just choose to be more perky, happy, chipper around you. You deserve that, you know? You deserve that. In my opinion. In all honesty. That was not sarcasm. You deserve that, so... So, you know. But how you deal with anxiety is basically the whole thing you need to worry about is your breathing. You need to control your breathing. You need to kind of like take deep breaths, you know, and kind of calm your breathing down. And then you can kind of get through it. I apologize, I just woke up about 30 minutes ago. 45 minutes ago. I don't know. My eyes start watering. It's because when I yawn, my eyes water a lot, so I'm not crying. So, you try to control your breathing a lot. And I suggest talking to someone about why you're anxious, so they can kind of help you figure out what to make you less anxious about whatever it is that's bothering you. Depression, I typically deal with that alone, simply because I don't like I said before, I don't like bringing depressing topics on people who don't even need to have to deal with it. I mean, granted, yes, those people are willing to help me, but I don't want to sit there and, like, just throw my problems on them and feel like I'm that burden that they have to deal with, you know? I mean, even though I might not be a burden, I still don't like throwing things on people, because every time I've done that, people have reacted badly. They've either got super depressed, or it basically just didn't help. Like, I think my last boyfriend, who is still going to remain nameless, I would tell him when I was depressed, and he would get depressed, and I'm like, why aren't you helping me when I help you all the time? Like, I try to help you. How come you won't do the same for me? He's like, well, you're depressing me. What? I get it, it's depressing. I get it might depress you a little bit, but isn't the idea of a relationship is to, like, help each other? You know? Help each other grow, help be there for each other? Isn't that the whole idea of a relationship? Unless that's not the idea of a relationship, then dang, I've been told the wrong thing my whole life. You're supposed to help each other, you know? I try to help my current boyfriend right now as much as I can. I know there are things I'm not going to understand about his life. I've known that since day one, since the first day we started talking, January 4th, in case you're curious. And I knew that from the beginning. I knew that even before, you know, I really got to know him. I knew that there were some things I wasn't going to understand about him. And I know there are some things he's probably not going to understand about me, but I still try to help him as much as I can. I try to give off that loving, caring, and nurturing, what is it called? Vibe of some sort. I try to give off all those really good vibes, because I want to care for him. I want him to feel like he can come to me if something's happening. Like, if something major is happening, I don't want him to feel like he can't come to me. Like, if he was depressed, or he had anxiety, or overthinking something, I want him to feel like he can come to me, because I'm always here. Sweetheart, I'm always here. It's okay. You can come to me. It's not like I'm busy, ever. But, you know, he can come to me. I want him to feel like he can come to me about things. I mean, I'm not saying I can't come to him about things. It's just, I feel like I do that often. I feel like I'm constantly coming to him about a lot of things, like a lot of negative things. And I don't know, I just want this to be a happy relationship. I want to feel nothing but, well, the love. I want this to be like the Lion King. I want to feel the love tonight, okay? God, you know, not really. But I just want it to be a very happy, loving, understanding, caring relationship, you know? And if I fix him, like I help him, I'm not saying he's broken. I'm not saying that. Well, it depends on what context you're using it. Physically, no, we're not going to get into that. Okay, never mind. Anyway, if I help him in some form of way while we're together, that would make me so happy. You have no idea. To be the person that helps someone out, helps them out of depression, helps them out of anxiety, there's nothing greater than that, honestly. And if he fixes me along the way, I mean, yeah, he's fixed me a little bit, I would say, yeah. I don't have anxiety and depression quite as often as I used to towards the beginning of us talking and the beginning of the relationship, like the very beginning, like month 1. I was not in a good place, obviously. I had just broken up with my ex, and I got out of a very toxic relationship where I couldn't really do much of anything. I wasn't in charge of anything. I wasn't like I couldn't make the decisions. I couldn't talk to him about anything. He wasn't understanding at all. I barely... When you don't get a hug of all things, without a guy trying to get in your pants, that's sad. I couldn't be caring without him being like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I couldn't play with his hair. I couldn't touch his face or anything without him questioning everything I do. And so, you know, that's why I'm happy I'm out of that toxic, negative, depressing, stressful relationship. Because now, the relationship I'm in now is not stressful. It's easy. I know that sounds bad. I know, but let me explain. It's easy because it's easy to love Justin. It's easy, okay? It is easy to care for him. I have all the motivation in the world to care for him. It is easy to talk to him. I feel like I'm talking literally to my best friend, because he would he would technically be my best friend and my boyfriend, and that's not a bad combination. I'm losing my voice. That is not a bad combination. See, my last boyfriend, he would get, oh my gosh, he would get so offended. Like, I'm like, you're like my best friend and my boyfriend, and he'd be like, oh, what? It is a good thing for a girl and a guy in a relationship to be best friends. That's the whole idea. You want to be with your best friend, you know? You want to be able to share with them and be silly and be whatever. You want to be best friends, because then when you get married one day, and heaven forbid, or not heaven forbid, hopefully you do, you want to be able to marry your best friend, you know? You don't want to be stuck in a relationship where you feel like you can't even be yourself, you know? So that's why he's kind of like my boyfriend and my best friend, which is okay. But back to how you deal with depression. Personally, I talk to people. I tend to cling to people more often. So if I start getting like super clingy, that's usually when there's something wrong with me. But or you can go outside. They say the sunshine, which is vitamin D. You go outside in the sunshine, and it tends to brighten your mood. I burped. Excuse me. Or you can get those vitamins, like you can get gummies, you can get pills or whatever. Vitamin D, guys. Vitamin D. Tell you what, it works freaking wonders. So, that's how I deal with it. You can deal with it however you want to, but that's just personally how I deal with things. So, yeah. Hopefully, I have more videos, ideas to do. I usually don't, because I usually spend most of my days waiting for my boyfriend to text me, but I highly doubt he's going to text me today. And if he does, that's great. If he doesn't, I'll just sit here and wait, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I just want to talk on the phone with him right now, but he's busy, so. Anywho, I'm going to go. Sorry for all the moving around. My arms are getting kind of tired because I'm like kind of propping. See, like kind of propping my arm down. Anywho, so I'll see y'all later, guys. I'll see you later. So have a good day. Make lots of new friends. Hug people for me. Love your boyfriend or girlfriend for not for me. That's gross. Love them just because they are them. Stay unique. Bye.